We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine collective, to see what is going on. Today we have a huge shift of Pluto into Aquarius. All right, we're going to talk about this. Right. I want to focus more on what this means for your own personal and spiritual evolution versus the collective, even though we all do come together to create the collective experience, and we have a lot of focus on that. Within my own spiritual awakening and some of the things I've learned, I've been learning how to focus a little bit more on my own personal growth, and I think we all should be as well too, as there's a lot of different experiences playing out across the collective. Now, while we all do contribute to making the collective, and ascension is going to be something that's done on a planetary level, we have a lot of changes that are continuing to happen, but one of the biggest things that's happening with Pluto in Aquarius, either personally or collectively, is shadow work, right? Okay, so Pluto actually is planet of death. It's all about what you need to release and let go of in your life. But actually, this shift is huge for twin flames too, because this helps to deepen our connections. We have a lot of the same themes that are continuing to play out, and I think Pluto and Aquarius kind of speeds things up, where if you're in unhealthy dynamics or karmic connections, usually these are something that the universe is urging you or guiding you to heal. And for those on the twin flame journey, you may have things popping up from your past, as Aquarius is a lot to do with karmic energies and things we need to heal. It also has a lot to do with our connections with other people. Now, today we have an even bigger alignment that I've been focusing on. And so we have this alignment with Chiron in Aries, which is still retrograde. And this is kind of a big alignment too. It's going to be bringing things up from your past. When we deal with Chiron, sometimes it gets a bad rap because I don't want to say contains, right? It contains our wounds and even wounds from past lives. It's all about your shadow work and what you need to heal and what you need to integrate within this lifetime. So when we see some of these Chiron energies, and I don't think it's a coincidence, I don't believe in coincidences, right? I believe that like it's very powerful that it's happening with this Pluto shift too. Now, Pluto is making that shift over the next 20 years. It's all about the inner transformation that you're going to go through in that time and peeling back layers of yourself. It's all about that rebirth energy of who you're becoming too. And then, of course, coupled with Chiron, it's helping us to break out of old patterns and things that have been holding us back or not serving us. We were talking about what we need to let go of or what we need to release. Now, I think that this Pluto and Aquarius shift is very positive for twin flames because it helps you to work together. And this is like your little reminder that all relationships are all about that, coming together, or even what you're going to do within these connections or what you're going to accomplish or what you're going to achieve. So this Pluto shift can be very positive for twin flames to help you to awaken more, heal more, and even awaken more to your shared purpose or twin flame mission that you have together as well too. So it just kind of depends. We're going to do a quick reading for the divine feminine, but lots of powerful astrology kind of going on right now. Aquarius is powerful as it teaches us how to be of service too. And it's also, we have that like, sometimes we have the opposites when we're dealing with certain signs, all about balancing that with ourselves. So we have this kind of energy with Chiron, which is actually something we've been dealing with, this theme of Chiron in Aries. It is retrograde still until December. So we're playing out some of the same wounds that are coming up for healing. And when we have Chiron in Aries, this is all about healing whatever is blocking your confidence. So when we deal with inner wounds, they're oftentimes negative beliefs. They're things that we've picked up, especially when it comes to our relationships, and kind of releasing these things, releasing the deeper wounding. So we have those themes kind of coming up right now, we'll say. We have a lot of powerful astrology coming at us the next couple of days too. I noticed powerful alignments happening. Okay, so let's do a reading for the divine feminine. Remember, this is just a general collective read. Just take what resonates for you on your journey during this time, leave the rest. That's why I recommend doing the one-on-one phone call sessions with me. You can do them as often as you need. Those are the reading options on my website. They're going to help you a lot with whatever's coming up for you or going on for you during that time. I also am an energy healer. I do tons of healings, clearings, and activations on my website. I also do twin flame coaching, which will really help you through the process no matter what's kind of going on. I've designed all of the stuff I do from all the work that I do and the things that I've noticed that come up specifically to be healed on the twin flame journey too. So if you need me, just go ahead and book me on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I was working really hard yesterday to get stuff up right in my shop. I was saying that. So I do have new stuff up in my shop for over the next couple of days. Really, really good energies to be tapping into, especially with old stuff surfacing. So when we deal with Pluto, it's almost like stuff comes up, like, right? It's almost like a Saturn kind of deal, but it's not. It's like stuff comes up from the past along with this Chiron energy. So good energies to be tapping into. You can always do anything in my shop all of the time anyways. If it's up there, check out my shop, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. Okay, we're going to do a reading for the Divine Feminine first, Divine Feminine Collective, Divine Masculine. If you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. I wasn't honest with you about my feelings at the time. Okay, twin flame is such an intense experience. It can be a lot of energy to handle. I say energy, right? It's a very intense connection. It's a very intense soul connection too. Now, I like to think of like spiritual awakening as obviously a lot of work on yourself, getting balanced. I always picture like the Tibetan monks and they go off and meditate and reach this state of enlightenment. But I've been being taught differently that in order to achieve ascension, we have to do it with our twin flame. I know, right? And so across many different lifetimes, the universe has been trying to bring you together. This process will continue until you can achieve and stay in union and make that ascension together, ascension of the soul, right? Bringing these aspects of the soul together. And so this is actually very, very important. And I feel this is why we see so many twin flames coming together during this time. Pluto in Aquarius is amazing for that. It's great for dismantling old beliefs and structures no longer serving us so we can cut through or get to the truth too. We're also getting ready to go into Sagittarius season. I know I'm a little bit ahead of myself as that will shift us into the holiday season, but it actually brings a really positive, fun energy and it might uplift things after we've been in Scorpio season. So we have these different energies at play, but I feel that with this Pluto shift that we're going to see a lot of twin flames coming together. It's going to be really, really good for the twin flame collective, but it's all about that balance. While the universe will do its work to bring you together, it's up to you to do that inner work required to stay in that deeper harmony and balance with your twin flame. So it brings up a lot of intense feelings, and it's all about transmuting those triggers because they're going to continue to come up until there is no more energetic charge with them, until you're no longer triggered by the same things that are coming up. So you do have things that you're probably going to have to work on. Especially if there's triggering still happening within the twin flame dynamic or connection. So this is a very intense connection that tends to be even more intense because of the twin flame mirroring that happens. And they tend to really amplify your energy. And so they tend to amplify your own frequency and reflect it back to you. And so in those higher states, of course, it feels amazing, right? But you're having to deal with also sometimes the lower states, this could be blocks, wounds, triggers. So it can be especially painful. And oftentimes you're left with layers of things to heal or work through, or things that are coming up, being triggered to the surface, or that you need to transmute. As this is a connection which is designed to trigger deeper things or bring them to the surface. And there's probably different layers that you'll have to heal and go through. Can bring up intense feelings and emotions. Some of these are things that are being buried. This could be beliefs. It just kind of depends. I wonder if you still think about me. How do you feel about me now that you've had time to reflect? And this is like, we're also going into, I keep saying it, retrograde at the 25th, but we're already in that. And you might notice that we're already in those energies. And some of the themes tend to surface 2 weeks prior when we go into a Mercury retrograde, which officially hits us the 25th. So we have a lot coming at us. Take care with your words right now. It can be really easy to misunderstand each other or to say things that you may later regret too. When we're in this retrograde kind of energy, it tends to bring up past situations or past baggage that you may need to resolve or deal with, but it can be really good for twin flames. So if you have old stuff coming up, or you or your twin flame are trying to process old hurts with each other, this can be common with Mercury retrograde, but it gives you a chance to clear and release old energetic baggage and things in your system to move forward with more clarity. So when retrograde's hitting, we often feel a little foggy, like we don't know what direction we're going. You might go into that hermit energy. Sometimes you feel really, really unmotivated because it's like usually we're dealing with a lot of the external, things we have to do. And it kind of shifts your focus within. This is the time to reflect, to really think on things, to reassess how things are going. And usually by the end, we're feeling motivated and like feeling better after that retrograde backspin. But at first, sometimes it's like we don't know what direction to be going in, or you do and you just don't have the motivation. So while we're in that space of retrograde, it does bring a lot of energies of self-reflection. I couldn't handle your words when you were upset with me. It was too painful. Sometimes your twin flame is going to mirror back your own beliefs. Sometimes these could be negative beliefs. It could be things that they say. Whatever it is, just be mindful of that. We've already gone over that message. Our relationship was different and special. Other people don't understand it. This is a huge thing too, because like it could be something that only the two of you get, this connection. Or oftentimes it's also, I see this a lot, that a lot of times people who haven't been in the twin flame experience may not understand what the process is like, because it can bring up many different stages and phases and energies or healing to the surface. That's way different than your average karmic or soulmate connection too. And so this is a different kind of connection. So it can be hard because maybe your like friends, family, people around you don't understand it. And so oftentimes what I find is sometimes you guys are finding a resonance in finding the other twin flames on the journey. And when you are hanging around them, it can really help you on your own twin flame journey too, or understanding what you're going through, right? Or to help you to navigate this too. This is why I say it can be really, really important to get good guidance. I was talking to someone last week and they were telling me they got really bad guidance from some of their friends. Like, okay, I was like, well, everyone's not on the twin flame journey. Maybe they don't understand how to navigate. How can we navigate an experience that we've never had, right? So it can be very challenging and difficult to navigate some of the twists and the turns of the twin flame journey. This is a connection that we have to continue to work on, and it can be a lot of hard work or bring a lot of inner work to the surface when we're navigating the twin flame journey too. So it can be hard too, because sometimes you might feel like your friends and family are not maybe understanding it, or they're not even understanding your spiritual awakening. Some of you guys are having to go through the experience of spiritual awakening or even the twin flame journey first. And so this can leave you kind of like, you don't have anywhere to turn. And so it can feel like that. Sometimes you feel like you're doing a lot of clearing of energy work on the twin flame journey. You're clearing away a lot of layers, hurts, things like that, blocks from your path. You're doing a very high level of energy work oftentimes. That's why I always say do lots of energy clearings. I have tons of twin flame ones on my website, and it will help you to clear away some of these energies or energetic blocks that we have to deal with. We'll say they surface on the twin flame journey. And so it can bring a lot of self-work, especially separation. I was like telling myself this morning that separation spaces are nothing but a cleansing phase, right? We say separation, clearing, cleansing phase, right? And you're doing it without your twin flame around so that you're not projecting all of those wounds, hurts, and things that you're having to deal with within yourself on them oftentimes. You're having to sit and deal with it yourself. So it can bring up a lot of healing, especially on different stages of the journey. We know that even in union, that work doesn't stop. Like you could be going amazing and another layer comes up, or you're having to deal with certain fears or things from the past coming up, or whatever it is, right? So twin flame can bring a lot of different healing work, and it can be hard for people to understand, just as it can be hard for people to understand your spiritual awakening, as we all think we're like going through the same journey here, but each soul has different lessons and different things that you're working on healing in this lifetime, mastering, that you need to clear, whatever it is. And I see that too, that like each person has way different beliefs that are blocking them, that they're having to face and clear and confront, or whatever it is going on within your, I'll say, inner shadows and things like that. Things that you're having to move through individually, and your experience can be completely different than someone else's. I always say to work with someone that can help you. That's why I work with you guys, and I help you guys a ton. Like I had, obviously someone a little, I think people are, we'll just say you could be doing better, especially if you're stuck. So someone a little stuck, separation, stuck. And I immediately, they see shifts after it. I'm like, that's why I work with you guys. Of course you do, right? Okay, if you need some type of shift, movement, progress, book a session of any kind on my website. I will help you with that, but it can be really beneficial to have someone help you through the process that's really good at this and can help you navigate things, especially if you're facing, a lot of times we have obstacles and blocks and things that surface, or negative energies or feelings, beliefs, whatever it is that can become an obstacle to us on the twin flame journey, because we have to confront and do all that inner work and to heal and release these blocks, barriers, obstacles, walls, fears, and things like that along the way. I'm confused about what I should do with my feelings for you. So we talked about triggering intense feelings and emotions. Okay, so feelings are energy. Negative feelings, negative energy, right? And they can really, really get in the way, especially for, projecting that energy in our life, outward, negative energy, karma, or with our twin flame. Now, the thing with twin flame, and I was explaining this to someone this morning, that the karma will play out, and usually it's like amazing first, and then some karmic stuff will happen, and it could take, for some people, it could take even years, it could take a minute. It depends on your own specific journey as to what's going to happen. There are energies that are going to come up, that are going to be triggered specifically by the twin flame journey. This could be karmic energies, it could be old wounds, hurts, things within the energy system, because everything is energy, and so it triggers a lot of stuff, triggering it into the external and things like that. The more that we heal and take care of our energy, it's going to help to transmute any of the negative energy, feelings, and emotions that surface that we need to deal with. Because sometimes we just think, I'm feeling really intensely, and maybe in a negative way in the lows, and this could be apart from your twin flame. I see a lot of people, especially in the beginning, you're going to go through a lot of purging, and Ascension does that anyways. It's what's happening on the planet, and that's the negative energies that surface our feelings, and you have to learn how to clear and transmute them, or it can be very heavy. And that's one of the biggest blocks, is negative feelings and energies. As twin flames share a chakra system, especially if you guys have like merged, or the more you're around each other, you begin to, there's the energies, right? You begin to really merge into one energy, even though you're two separate people. We know that you begin to merge energetically into one, and you have this shared chakra system. So any blocks are also shared and needing to be worked through. And usually what happens is, like, you guys begin to merge and the blocks are not compatible, and they come up to be dealt with as negative energies that may surface or purge, especially the higher frequency you guys are going, the more layers coming up. So you're having to learn how to really take care of your energy and clear your energy, especially if you've had a lot of negative emotions surfacing. And the people that don't, this is where separation comes in. And even even in union, it's going to block up the heart connection. So when your heart chakra is blocked up, it's blocking up the cord between you. Your twin flame mirrors, I know, all of your, if you have energy problems, yes, they mirror the good things too, but usually they mirror back your energy blocks and issues and problems, so that you can probably notice them and work through them. So sometimes we're not as open as we like to think we are in the heart. We have all old wounds and traumas and things, especially within that chakra. So we want to do a lot of chakra work, but a lot of heart chakra work. And the more that we can open up our heart to this person, to this connection, to love, and get rid of that resistance, we open up this beautiful energy exchange between you and your twin flame, right? That's union, being really, really open, closed off, separation. Negative energies, feelings, and beliefs and things like that block up the connection. So we want to do more heart chakra work for especially twin flame, but for everyone, right? And this will help you a lot to open up. Now, the more open our heart chakra is, the more the beautiful gifts come online, and you guys are sensing and, sharing positive energy. Negative energy kills both of you. Not funny, right? Feels terrible. So you're not just going to skip to all the good parts. You're having to unclog your system, because you already had a lot of, wounds and things like that. So this is where twin flames will go through a lot of purging out of old energies and baggage. But those of you guys that have been through the process, or you're going through the twin flame journey, you will begin to notice how much better you're feeling, looking, all of it, right? And all the healing happening. And sometimes it's intense to go through. So the more that you're working on your energy, it's going to make your energy positive, bringing positive frequencies into the connection, being mirrored back. Your twin flame is always going to mirror back your own energy and vibrational state. This is why it's so important that you're also finding a balance and taking care of yourself. Okay, I miss looking into your eyes and into your soul. And you're going to really, really know this is your person by their eyes. Our destinies are intertwined, my favorite, because you have this shared destiny, and it's also this shared destiny. We're talking about a destiny of ascension and coming together to complete something on a bigger spiritual and a soul level. So it's not just the relationship, of course, that's icing on the cake, right? The union. But it's also coming together in this spiritual sense too. This is a very spiritual connection. And, you know, usually happens in these higher levels too. Someone messaged me, I get a lot of messages, and someone said they wish they have a twin flame. Everyone does. I feel we get a little lost on earth. You've been looking for them since you heard that first love song or saw that first love movie or whatever it was, right? And on this usually unconscious level, now I love this Pluto energy because it's all about reprogramming, healing the subconscious and bringing things out, right? It's like, okay, so they say that like Capricorn is like, you know, the walls and the building, and Pluto is going down into the basement. Like, so Capricorn's like the scaffolding, and now we're going down into the basement. It's like, right? And what do you got there? Usually people put a bunch of crap in their basement, garbage, right? All right, yeah, let's talk about what you got stored down there. Right? And sometimes it's the underneath programming and things like that, because our subconscious holds the record and understanding of everything, all of our past lives, everything we can't remember up here, right? And I always look at the conscious and then the dreams, right? And so it holds everything and all of this information. And usually on an unconscious level, you guys have been really looking for this person, and for probably every lifetime too, just to let you know, especially if you weren't with them. I really feel that's something that we see common in karmic relationships. A lot of karmic energy relationships, you guys are like, this just isn't the one, we say, right? And we see a lot of people being disillusioned on the collective level too, but part of the awakening, seeing things for what they are. I still have karmic situations that I need to clear on my end. I'm doing the work to get to you. These can be external situations still. Some of you guys might be dealing with that, but oftentimes we have a lot of karmic energies that we're needing to deal with, and you guys don't see that till your twin flame triggers them to the surface doing their job. Because it was already there, and we like to blame and tiptoe around, but it's about clearing those energies. So you still have some karmic wounds or wounds from your karmic past to deal with, and it's important that you're doing that self-work too. We talked about karmic energies as negative feelings and beliefs and energies stored within, and kind of letting go of these things. And I love this Pluto energy because it's let go of the past so we can step into new energy or a new era. I just wasn't awake enough for our connection yet. You're waking me up. And I'm not going to go too into this stuff because I like to talk about new things, but I always talk about the fairy tale with the apple. I think that's Snow White, right? This is symbolic of Snow White being asleep, and the masculine represents your higher self, because they very much are that reflection of that too, right? To awaken you. And a lot of people don't understand that, or to show you, you know, what work to be done, whatever it is too. So your divine masculine is here to awaken you, whether they're doing that, like, right, in whatever way. This is like wake up call energy. Or maybe they're very spiritually awakened too, or spiritually mature or evolved, or maybe they're just triggering you awake and showing you the work you need to do. But this is an energy that is here to assist you and guide you in your awakening. On the higher level, your divine masculine will be able to motivate you to do your own work, keyword do your own work, and will act as a guide for you. Like I always say that, they'll be able to really, really give you a lot of really good advice and guide you, and because they can see your flaws, and I always say things you need to work on really good. They see you good, like, right? And they can really help you, whether inspiring you, motivating you, getting you into that higher flame energy yourself, or helping to guide you and give you actual guidance on things. Like maybe you go to them a lot for advice, or like maybe you'll find, usually on the twin flame journey, that you can talk to them about anything in your life, and you might find that you're having a lot of connections dissolve in the background as you're coming into this union, where some of your old friends might be falling away, or family or connections, and that you're finding that you resonate obviously a lot more with your twin flame, and you're able to talk to them about deeper things and like really, really reveal things about yourself and about your life that you can't with other people, or you don't even need to say anything and they see it all anyways. I wish we could go back and start over. Okay, so some of you guys are getting that new beginning energy, and like I said, this is something you need to both work out every single day and you'll have a beautiful connection and union. I didn't feel good enough for you and I knew I had more work to do. Twin flame is going to show you the work that you need to do. It's not like other connections. I always think of karmics is like they meet you at your toxic and they raise it. But like, right, oh my God. And twin flame, you know that is going to lead to separation and they won't be around. And that you're having to really, really do that inner work and that energy work, keyword energy work too, because this is an intense energetic connection on the energy level. There's a lot happening too. So you're needing to do that work. You need to heal how you're seeing things. A shift in perspective is needed. Okay, moving on. We're going into endings that bring healthy beginnings. So Pluto is like, let go of energy. I love it. I don't think it's a coincidence. It is literally happening at the tail end of Scorpio season because we know that they're one and the same, right? All right. Okay, we know that in release, clearing, letting go of things, this opens us up to new possibilities and things like that. It's all about just like all these, I'm looking at all these leaves outside my window right now. Like I got my phone on the window and it's like leaf central, okay, where I live. And all the leaves going, right? And it's like that, getting rid of the dead ends in your life. And some things are ending for you too. You're being asked to look at your life and to let go of what needs to go. A lot of you guys are being guided to heal your sacral. And as you are, you're tapping into more abundance and inflow of money, love, and rewards. And sometimes abundance could be money because we have the money message and finances and healing that area. But also times is opening up to love, gratitude, all of the blessings rolling in when you're in these higher frequencies. And when you can focus on gratitude, this has the potential to shift any situation, but make you feel really, really good. We know negativity is going to start to feel pretty terrible in these higher galactic energies. We're still in that Pleiadian portal. I haven't been talking about it a lot, but we're in it through the 23rd. So we're in a lot of Pleiadian galactic energies too. And when we're navigating all of these, I call them ascension energies, they tend to amplify how we're feeling. So we got to stay in that, I say, gratitude frequency. It will help. You have new opportunities coming in. This could be a new experience, a new job, or even through this connection. Okay, time to celebrate. It's all of that hard work you're doing. And I love this because it says time spent in good company. You're beginning to choose people, places, and friends and connections that feel better for you and resonate with you, right? And this is a good thing because we're getting ready for the holidays, my fave. Okay, I love the holidays. Let's bring it. And it's all about spending time with the people that you love, right? Or, you know, finding your tribe. I said that yesterday, like I always talk to all you guys. And I was talking about finding your tribe. Just as you're clearing away stuff, you're opening up space to find your soul tribe. Pluto in Aquarius is amazing for connecting with soul connections. Balance. You might be juggling a lot of things right now. Find time for yourself. I was making a joke. Everyone's crashing the frequencies, not realizing with today's alignment, I was like, oh, I know I'm a little late to the party. Not really feeling that, right? Okay, jokes aside, right? And I was looking at solar space energies. Little bit of a crash. Doesn't surprise me when we're focused so much on the collective. Did we not learn these lessons last week? Okay, so when we're tuning in all this stuff that's low frequency, all right. Okay, just gonna be a little reminder, focus on yourself and raising your frequency and feeling good and doing your work. And maybe you're needing to tune out some of the things kind of going on that bigger collective level. And when we learn how to all do that, amazing things begin to happen. So we need to also pay attention to what we're putting our focus on. The best thing that you can put your focus on right now is yourself. This is going to be how you shift into that deeper, higher vibe frequency and even shift into a twin flame union. A lot of you guys, if you haven't met your flame, you're about to. You can call them in anytime. I should probably go into that too. How I called my name when I was ready. I remember, I believe it was a full moon. I don't really remember very well. And I called them in and I swear they disappeared. So you can call them in when you had enough of all the karmic drama and things like that. You can call them in. This is something that you can manifest. You can intentionally call in when you're ready. So this is why I think it's important that we learn this stuff too. And then they will probably enter the picture. For those of you guys that are in separation, we're going to see a lot of reunions and unions happening. For those in unions, you're going to be feeling really, really good as you're healing these unions and uplifting them. So boundaries. But this is also my let down your walls card. Now, sometimes we don't notice our walls until the ego is triggered and it's like the wall come up and we have these pain walls. They're from our past traumas. And especially the inner child. This is something that would have been developed in the inner child, but it's painful areas energetically. You need to let down your walls and let this person in. These videos are not about me as much as you might think they are. They're about healing you and your relationship. I say when I'm doing readings, it's not about how you're interacting with me, it's how you're interacting with your flame, right? You're needing to allow this person in. You're needing to let this person in and to truly open up to them. And so sometimes we have a hard time being vulnerable, or we might have fears that hold us back, or, ways we don't like to be seen fully, whatever it is. Everyone's different. But those moments where you truly connect past the ego walls or the pain and the traumas, and you really, really connect on that, and I'm talking about the heart again, you really, really both open up your heart for this shared connection and connect. This is where you connect on that soul level. You're going to be craving deeper connection, and this is where the twin flame comes in too, that you're going to be craving these deep spiritual soul connections that help to make you become a better person, a better version of yourself. We're also clearing a lot of outdated. Pluto deals with clearing generational trauma. It also deals with healing the patterns of the past and even outdated versions of yourself. I see a lot of people dealing with that. It will help us to clear that stuff so that we can truly shift into who we're meant to become, this future version of ourselves. I love Aquarius energy. I got my South Node there. I'm not trying to go back there because it's very past life element for me. But when we deal with Aquarius, it's also future energy, right? It's also helping us to shift into who we're supposed to become, like that higher self energy. When we're in that Aquarius energy, it helps us to be better versions of ourselves, who we're becoming, and even to really, really be of service, because that's how we're going to really, really open up things, especially on the twin flame journey and things like that. And when you find your soul mission, divine feminine, your masculine will meet you there, literally, with whatever mission you're doing here. Ask your angels, seek the divine. Your angels want to support you. Make sure you're asking your angels for help and praying to your angels. This can help us in so many ways. Honor how far you have come. We talked about ditching these past versions of yourself, skeletons of your past versions. Gotta go. Okay, connect with nature. This will make you feel so much better. It'll give you a recharge. It'll heal you. Get in outside a little bit. I know it's not the best time of year because I live in a place where the weather's crazy. Okay, and I know a lot of you guys might even be getting snow in parts of the world, or whatever it is. But the best you can, make sure that you're connecting with nature. I really feel we have that elemental part of us. I know we're natural elementals, and we get out of our natural environment while we're in Prison Planet, in the Matrix, working in fluorescent lights, overworking, stressed out, right? And we see a lot of the negative side effects of that. We were made to be, I know I don't want to go there, off-gridding farming, I said. Okay, we're meant to be gardening, connecting with nature, growing our food, whatever, right? like in the forest. This is where you go for enlightenment, right? But connecting with the earth, connecting with nature, it'll really heal you and ground you. A lot of you guys might need to ground. It just depends on your lifestyle. But we know that when we ground our energy, we feel a lot better. When we're when we're ungrounded, we get out of balance, we get tired, we get depleted, we feel drained. The more that we ground, we feel a lot better. We're calmer, we're a more balanced version of ourselves. So when I get ungrounded, I'm always like all over the place. Stay grounded. It's going to help you. It's also going to help quiet your ego mind. So my favorite is the ego comes up, and most people don't notice it because ego is here to facilitate or help us through ego death. It's almost like plant medicine. You're like, what? This transit is about to be like that for a lot of people, okay? I'm just going to go there because it helps us to confront the inner shadows. And most of the time we don't notice them until you get a little uncomfortable and get pushed outside your comfort zone. Then the ego comes up when it's not happy and things like that. It's like we got to see it to deal with it, to see your shadow self, right? And so when we're dealing with this Pluto energy, it has helped us to heal these dark aspects of ourselves, or the shadow side of ourselves. And oftentimes that is the ego. It's that collection of negative ideas, negative beliefs. You start to do something amazing like your twin flame journey, and here it comes. And there's nothing like those separations or things to really trigger and stir up the ego. It's needed to heal it too. Okay, we have flow of abundance. We've had a couple cards about healing your finances right now and really tapping into your creative side, your creative self, like whatever it is. Some of you guys might want to be really focusing on other areas of your life too, because when you're doing good in other areas of your life, it's going to bring a positive energy into your relationship. Your whole life is falling apart. Okay. Not really the best energy because you're not showing up in your best energy. So it's about balance too. The divine feminine is healing a lot of patterns of codependency on relationships to feel good and needing to learn how to do that on your own. We have a lot happening where this may trigger insecurities. So these are the areas where you may not be as confident as you like. Working on other areas of your life will help to heal some of that and make you more stable and a better partner too. It's about also becoming that partner or that best version of yourself to show up in this relationship. So we have a lot of balance. And so Pluto helps us to clear relationship imbalances, power struggles, insecurities, things that we may need to work on, right? Patterns. And when you do that work, you're going to have a better relationship too. And so our relationships are meant to shine a light on things we need to heal so we can be better versions of ourselves. And this is like all about staying balanced within yourself so you can stay balanced within the connection. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups, and this is like, I like this because it's my communication card. This is love messages, it's conversations. This could be, an apology, someone reaching out. Maybe you're already in a lot of communication and getting more out of it. Going to that deeper level, sharing yourselves, getting vulnerable, opening up, right? Okay, so this is a reading for Divine Feminine, you opening up on that level, or your Divine Masculine too. So this is like good love messages, good love vibes. All right, you need to play your cards right. This is an interesting card. As I say, you have all of the ingredients to bake the cake, and some of you haven't fully put that cake together, and that could be in many areas of your life. You need to really, in life, play the cards that you're dealt. So I believe, obviously, I know reincarnation is real. I was one of those weird indigo kids, and even in, even in my upbringing where I was taught one thing, I could tap into past life memories. And so I was always a strange kid. Like I always knew, like you weren't telling me otherwise that reincarnation was real. Like I was one of these weird kids, right? And even now, it doesn't surprise me because I do a lot of past life work and things like that. Okay, so when we deal with reincarnation, you would come into a different body, same soul, obviously, different body, different incarnation. And it's like that around here too. It teaches us also about the oneness of the collective, because I believe in the law of one and that we're all one shared experience and even lifetime and things like that on that greater level. But when we deal with reincarnation, this would mean that in your past life, you were someone completely different. In this life, you're this person. While you're being this person in this lifetime, you're going to have certain strengths and probably weaknesses. And like, you're this character, right? It's almost like a movie, right? And you can only do what you can do, it's literally like making lemonade out of your lemons. What cards have you been dealt in life, and how can you best work with what you actually have, and being grateful for what you have, and kind of looking at your life and being like, okay, I have X, Y, and Z. Let me put X, Y, and Z together and bake that cake. And I'm lacking A, B, and C, but who cares? I got X, Y, and Z to work with. And instead of being miserable and focus on what I don't have with A, B, and C, let's focus on X, Y, and Z and putting these ingredients together and doing the best job I can do. And it's almost like playing a card game or playing poker. You can only play the hand you got. And so it's a little bit like playing the hand that life has dealt you. And also not just playing that hand, but doing a good job. Okay, and it's like that too, whether on our own individual experience or even collectively, we can only work with what we got, right? And so it's like knowing your strengths too. So Twin Flame will mirror back all of the beautiful things about you, your strengths, things that you're good at. You're going to see a lot of positive things probably in this person, and that they will highlight within yourself too. It's not all bad, exactly. It's actually meant to be a beautiful experience, and you heal and you shift into this higher state of union and even spiritual soul union. Okay, so we have the Four of Swords in reverse though. Some of you guys have been in isolation. You're going through awakening, recovery. We go through that. We're going through the hugest transformation of our life, and welcome to the next 20 years with today's shift, right? Okay, I know, and it's a lot. Like I felt like I was like in some sci-fi movie when I was writing astrology the past couple of days and talking about the year 2040. Like I'm like, great. Okay, I'm just saying. And yes, that's the energy that we're dealing with. So get ready, buckle up, Buttercup. We're going to go through a big spiritual transformation, and it's all about, like I said, shedding and clearing outdated versions of yourself and who you're becoming. And it's not about the collective experience, because let me be the first to tell you, those shadows are going to get a little more, right? It's about our individual spiritual soul journey, and even the spiritual awakening that is happening with you. and the work that you're doing to become a better version of yourself, and just kind of going up in frequency in your timelines and things like that. So just all about working on you, clearing away any imbalances. We talked about that because we want a nice, balanced, beautiful relationship. I noticed a lot of times I do a lot of, like, I hate to say it, scrolling at social media late at night laying in bed, right? Okay, so I do a lot of like scrolling at social media, and I see a lot of pages and what people are trying to put out there. And I kind of say, you know, what I really, my niche, obviously I'm trying to help you guys with your spiritual awakening and a lot of star seed stuff, but I want to help you with obviously healing everything. But I have a big focus on healing your love life and helping you to really, really, you know, blossom and bloom in that area and have healthy connections. It's a lot of my focus and things like that. I do a lot of energy healing around it too. So we have this big focus, and we have all year, on healing yourself, but also healing your love life too, which is huge and powerful and amazing. But sometimes we're having to let go of old things. This could be control issues that can block things, which is rooted in insecurity, overthinking, once again, rooted in insecurity and ego and negative thoughts. Some of you guys need to clear away actual bad habits like alcohol, drugs, food, sex, things like that, that are kind of blocking you, and just be more mindful of that. And this, like, a lot of times we're being guided to do a lot of work with Ascension, like cleaning up your diet, getting rid of addictions, bad habits, things like that. Okay, so we have my Wheel of Fortune. And this is my destiny card, but there's something in reverse here. You might feel like, welcome to the beginning stages of Twin Flame journey. There are setbacks, there's delays, and there's challenges. And this is all about the ego. I was telling, I'll say, a family member that was going through, you know, something really hard. I did my usual little talk because I understand the universe. I really understand a lot of, we'll say, life, right? This is my specialty. And I was saying, you know, even the negative experiences, the universe is giving them to you. You need to understand that about your lessons, and surrendering, because that's the ego. It doesn't like that. It likes to think it's controlling everything. It's in charge, right? It's the boss. But in reality, we're dealing with forces of the universe, and the more that we can flow with them, we do better and less resistance and things like that. And so a lot of the Twin Flame journey is going to trigger your ego to the surface so that you can deal with it and those control issues and heal it. And this is one of your biggest blocks in life. This is where the negativity, negative thoughts come from. It's where a lot of your healing comes from. And life has a funny way of bringing that out with us, or whatever it is too. So we go through these, I don't want to say death cycles, but in order to get to the rebirth, it's like death of the ego. We're not just going to go through one, we're going to go through several in life. And so this is something we need to learn how to navigate. Deep shadow work, right? So, shadow work coming up. We've been in that. You guys should be getting good at it. So it wasn't like Pluto just hit us with this. We've been in Scorpio season, and we're at the tail end of it. So dealing with some of these, I'll say, darker personality aspects, they got to go. It's just self-work coming up. So we've been talking a lot about self-work, even, so for the Divine Feminine, overthinking, insecurity, that's the mind, third eye, right? We'll say third eye to crown. A lot of you guys need to work on your upper chakras. I was telling someone that yesterday, and even working on your sacral chakra. Okay, so Divine Masculine, let's see what's going on for you. Divine Masculine Collective. All right, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, if you're watching direct messages from your masculine, time has brought me clarity about us. I made the wrong choices. And, you know, even though we think that, things have played out as they should. We're always hopefully following our guidance. And this is my time energy. And, you know, this is like timing. For some, this could be divine timing. It could be karmic energies. It could be other lessons. It could be blocks. Now, I was trying to tell someone in a gentle way yesterday, a Divine Feminine. I don't know, maybe the Divine Feminine does and doesn't care. Divine Feminine comes in and basically tears down the entire reality of the Divine Masculine, like a tower moment, not trying to, just like, hey, let's do union, right? Let's be together. And I don't think they realize that it's like you're shaking the very foundation and core of their reality and things like that. And this is the point of it, to clear away false beliefs and constructs and awakening. But sometimes it's not a gentle process on the masculine side. Both are going through a lot of different process and things like that. So oftentimes this can bring a lot of work that needs to be done. And, you know, and masculine needs to also do their own path and do their own side of things. It can bring ego death, you know, and it can bring a lot of like realizations and thinking about things and reflecting. And opening up to seeing things in a new light too. So this is an intense energy. The masculine definitely goes through intense transformation since meeting the divine feminine. So this is why sometimes there's a lot of, I say, inner blocks that need to be cleared on both sides, and this can take time. I always look for you at airports as if we'll be at the same place in the same world. I love this airport message. Anyway, now this can just indicate travel. We're dealing with retrograde. Sagittarius is travel, adventures, new experiences, and new opportunities with your twin flame. Now this is good too, because if it's actual travel, which we probably see a lot during the holidays, like if you live in another city, state, country, this is a good message that there's going to be some type of movement, we'll say, right? Movement card, but this could be going on a holiday together, could be traveling to being together. It just kind of depends too. So take that as a travel message. Like if you guys have this dream holiday you want to go on, or there's some type of distance barrier, because sometimes twin flames might live apart too. I'm coming to you with an offer. Will you say yes? When I offer you my hand, will you take it? So this is like, this could be committed relationship. And, you know, we're going to have everything crumbling that isn't. And like, you know, those long-term goals, long-term partnership, wanting to be together, thinking about the rest of your lives, what you want, soul-searching kind of energy too. So this could be actual coming into union. So with twin flames is convoluted, right? I say convoluted universe, but it's coming into union energy. This could be like actual shifting into union. It could be if you're in union, literally like moving in together, proposal, marriage. It just kind of depends. You might have your masculine thinking about all these things and what they want with you, divine feminine. I hid my true self from you because you challenged me to expand. This is not, I say for the week, this is not a connection for the week. You're going to have to grow. You're going to have to expand. And we know growing is painful. Is that where the painful energies come in? It's like, it can be like, I always say like the little kid with the growing pains, like, right? Feeling achy. Yeah, it could be a little achy or even painful because you're growing, you're expanding very, very fast, but this is how you blossom and bloom and become a better version of yourself, because we want the growth. We don't want it when we're going through it. It's like life throwing us those lemons or whatever we got going on, or feeling intense, or going through this intense process, because twin flame is an intense process, but we grow from it very, very fast spiritually, and we tend to blossom and bloom. And just like a flower in nature, they're not going to bloom all year long. They're going to probably bloom in, I say in the spring, but I mean, we could have winter flowers too. And it's like that astrologically, right? Okay. So I know, so usually your birth month should be when you're shining and you're at your best, then, but depends. You're not going to bloom all year round. I know we want to. We're like, we want to be in our element or our season all year long, but jokes aside, oftentimes we're not, right? We go through our seasons, right? Just as that flower bloomed in whatever season, right? It's going to die in another. And so we go through these processes too. So a lot of growth happening. Remember that. We were too different. That's why I'm with someone similar to me. Now everyone isn't with karmics. We need to remember that while we're doing these collective readings, but some of them are. You're like, okay, for those of you guys that are with karmics, like I said, shaking their foundation, once they've met the twin flame, if they were already in a karmic connection, it brings a lot of depression and being miserable and scared to change. Usually your twin flame is a mirror to you. So if they're with a karmic, there might be changes that you're not going to like this divine feminine you need to make in your life. I know, and more shifts that you may need to make to open that up. It just depends. I always say, get at me for a reading for this stuff. I have just so many healings for karmic energies and things like that. Some of them maybe. These are contracts that oftentimes are set or have to play out in some type of way, but it really depends. I always feel it's about triggering the other person anyways. You're like, what? Oh my God. Yes. So person in karmic situation, the other person triggering the insecurities, because it should, right? And triggering what it's triggering to heal. Depends on the design. Close my eyes and feel my energy around you. I'm with you all of the time. And so you guys can feel each other on such a deep level. This is why it's such an intense connection to navigate. Like normal connection, all right, you might think of the person, this is like you feel the person literally, like it's like this higher, I call it the twin flame energy. It's this source energy, because a lot of you guys feel that source energy, especially as you're doing spiritual awakening, enlightenment, healing, and connecting with this spiritual energy. And if you know me, and I have a hard time putting this stuff into words, that's all I care about in life, is staying connected to this energy, which I channel healing with you guys, right? And staying very connected to this divine energy. And then twin flame adds another layer to it, because it's almost like that. Like I just call it, it's like the source energy, but it's almost like another energy. I suppose it's one and the same, but it will feel different, right? And it's like, that's why it can feel so, I don't want to say addicting, but so addicting and high, and like you can't get enough of this person being around them, but it can be a lot. So this is why sometimes on the flip side of it, it can be very exhausting and draining to be dealing with all of these traumas and blocks and the healing that comes up, or just dealing with this energy on its own, because it's an intense energy. And please remember, I'm an energy worker and I've been doing this a really long time, and it was intense for me to learn how to deal with this stuff and navigate it, right? And so I can see why people have a hard time. In the twin flame journey will bring a healing crisis generally to people, right? It will bring, so we go through like the ego death probably prior to our spiritual awakening, and we can say dark night of the soul energy, but usually with twin flame, it brings a different kind of energy. It brings like a healing crisis, and that is an actual stage that usually happens in the twin flame journey. Now, these stages usually don't just happen once, they can, but that's for the people that can, okay, yeah, and do union and it's great and you live happily ever after. But generally, you might even be going through this many, many times, these stages, because you have across many lifetimes, and you're going to get so many chances. And if you guys can't come into union balance, well, maybe next life. And you do this across many lifetimes. And if you can't come into union, I'm feeling you can't do ascension. You're not ready to ascend together. And that your ascension is probably going to be contingent on coming into this union with this person, as this is something you're going to do together. And I've been getting a lot of downloads on that the past few days, why I'm talking about that too, that balanced union and staying in union is going to have a lot to do with your soul's actual ascension and things like that. And so we've been doing this across many lifetimes. We can call it a dance with this person, with our twin flame. But it's never been so important on planet Earth during this time, as we're being pushed or guided into this spiritual awakening and ascension like never before. We have all of the energies to be working with and tapping into that can aid us and help us. And even these astrological shifts, they are destined to happen and set to happen as part of this awakening behind the scenes, because source is energy, right? And things like that. So we have a lot happening on the energetic level to draw these twin flames together. And you're going to be wanting this person, whether you've never met your twin flame and you have this desire or burning longing to find your person or to come into the relationship that you want, and you're like feeling like a pull for that connection or deep connection or craving connection, or you've met your twin flame and it didn't work out because the separation is, you guys weren't able to do that, and it's very, very painful, and experiencing that pain and the longing all rolled into one, or even in union, and you're in union and like you got to go to work, sorry, you got other things to do, and you're really missing your person, and you just want to stay like in that cocoon together away from the planet, like, but you got other things to do, and you're still feeling that longing and pull and things like that. So twin flame is a very strong connection, where it's there in the background, even if you haven't met that person, especially when you have met that person, because it's your soul coming through and trying to bring you together with this person on a deeper level. I came to Earth just to be with you. I'm having a hard time letting go of my old life right here. And so sometimes it's like, I say it's like, okay, masculine's ready. They're ready to take that leap, and then it's like, what happens when you're getting ready to jump off the cliff? You got your angel wings, but you forgot. You're like, whoa, 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 I don't know. You're like, sure, I'm gonna fly. Let me just deep dive off this cliff. And then probably you get to the ledge and you're like, a lot of them, whoa, 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 let me just back up into my comfort zone. Like, right? It's like that. And we see that with the karmics. Oftentimes they're ready and then they go back to the karmic or other situations, or not fully, or they didn't fully do what they're supposed to. It just kind of depends. So we have their old life and their new life playing a tug of war. And this could be just different things, or, you know, a lot of people are just ready for more on planet Earth during this time. Like you're okay where you're at, you're comfy and you're good, right? We call that your comfort zone, but you know you want more, whether in whatever way, right? I want to have children with you. Now, this isn't for everyone, but some of them, they might want to have a family with their twin flame. Some may have their own kids and they'll bring that together, right? The lessons, because it's a big part of who you guys are that are parenting, especially on planet Earth during this time. It's a big part of your karmic healing. Some of them might want to actually have a family with you, and this might be coming into their mind, but you'll know if that's for you. I will wait for you. There's no one else. And this might be part of the realization twin flames go through, that they just can't be with anyone else. And, you know, when it's good, that's a good thing. But sometimes it's a big, like, purge, right? They know that you're their person and they can't be with someone else. I see that a lot of the times. Now, this isn't for everyone, but some of the masculines may have had karmics to deal with. And then they get to a place where they don't want anyone but the divine feminine. They're not dating anymore. They're by themselves. If in separation, they're waiting or doing their healing work that they're being guided through too. I feel the same emotions as you all the time. So this is a strong emotional connection. They're always mirroring your own energy, frequency, and even emotions back to you. This is why emotional clarity is really, really important, and clearing negative emotions. Not going to go too into that, but we talked about this on the divine feminine side of clearing that negative emotional energy. Okay, awakening, a realization, shift, and discovery. This person is discovering aspects of themselves. We're uncovering, tapping into, right, who we are on a greater level, aspects of ourselves through this experience, and finding ourselves. It's all about becoming that most, we'll say higher, but most authentic version of yourself. You can be completely yourself with your twin flame. You're not going to have to play all these little ego games, Matrix, right, and things like that. They will love you for who you are and love you even more when you're being yourself. Okay, this is strength, perseverance, and self-discovery. Once again, tapping into your strengths. We talked about that with the other reading. So you can always take all the messages that resonate for you. Discovering you're stronger than you think and you have more to work with than you think. And I mean in who you are, because I don't know about you guys. I've had everything stripped away so many times I can't even count. And like lost everything and been thrown into these other realities and lives. And it's like, it's a little convoluted around here as a starseed, right? And things like that. But it teaches you a lot about who you are as a person and the strengths that you have and, you know, things you've overcome and all those trials you had to go through and tribulations. I was making a joke, right? But this is how you find yourself and you find what you're good at and you find your spiritual gifts and you find your spiritual abilities. Divine masculine, you have so much you bring to the table. I don't mean matrix material. I mean who you are, like literally in your energy. You have a powerful energy and you have a lot of spiritual gifts and really, really good qualities. Okay, twin flame, a spiritual connection between you and your twin flame. So you know that this is a twin flame connection. You wouldn't be here for this reading. Some of you guys have your twin flame around you and you may or may not know that. They could have been around you the whole time. Like literally, like if you think you haven't met your twin flame, they're right there. They've been there with you. And for some of you guys, obviously, you're navigating the complexities of the twin flame connection and all the healing it's bringing up. One of the things that people go through is questioning the connection. Your person is right there somewhere. Okay, this is forgiveness and mutual understanding. And like you have things that you work out together. Our connections help us to heal certain things. So this is like, I love Aquarius energy, helping us to see your twin flame's perspective and the other side of things. This is acceptance. Accept the past and current situations. Work through these issues gracefully. A lot of what we do here on planet Earth is to transmute and heal our karmic past, to rise up above it, and that's where your destiny is, right? So karma can keep us stuck. And this is why we learn how to live more in a balance too. You've been through a lot in the past. Let go of it. Let go of these past versions of yourself. When we can't heal something from the past, like I went through X, Y, and Z, those timelines are still open, keeping you chained to those lower versions of yourself, but you need to heal more and you need to release these traumas. And as you're releasing these traumas, you're collapsing out a lot of timelines. I'll never forget when I moved back to America, and it was like I came into all of these old timelines. I thought I had healed and let go of this stuff, but I had to go back into several old timelines that were contained a lot of very karmic cycles in my life, to go in, collapse them out, and really, really heal them once again. So healing, you might think you healed, you might have to go into things again and again to really, really fully heal and let go of these things so they're not an issue within yourself. And it just kind of depends on your healing journey, because it can take you all over. But life is all about really, really healing and healing these things. It should be very, very important to you so that you can let go of these past timelines and not continue to re-experience them or recreate them, especially if they were very traumatic and things you need to release and let go of, because we've all been through a lot of, I always say, heavy-duty karma and karmic experiences. So this is not remaining chained to your past, and to fully heal from your past, accept it, own it, let go of it, integrate it, take that knowledge that you got from it and all of that experience. Like a lot of people are always like, how did you become so experienced? To me, call it experience from Earth, right? So we get a lot of wisdom and soul experience and lessons from Earth. We integrate them and we move forward wiser. So you've been through a lot of negative stuff in the past. Let it go. See the wisdom in it. Okay, this is stress. Time to cleanse and detox. And this is like all sorts of ways. Make sure you're doing your detox, right? Clear your energy, cleanse, detox. Make sure you're taking those vitamins, right? Huge on actual detox. Cleansing our system. A lot of toxins are stored in our body and in our energy field and things like that. So we're constantly having to move through and release things, even on the soul level, on a physical level. Make sure that you're cleansing and detoxing your life, really, really clearing things up. Okay, stay grateful. This is success. It's your time to shine. Success, you're going to be successful in whatever you're pouring your heart into. For some, this is that twin flame union. High vibrational living. Continue to raise your frequency. This is like my meditation card, but also my chakra card. Continue to meditate. Work on your chakras. Clearing your energy. Cleanse and shield your energy. Make sure that you're protecting your energy and shielding your energy during this time. It's going to help you a ton with whatever's going on. Okay, use your third eye. Make sure you're tapping into your intuition. So I love these energies because it can really help us, especially with Mercury retrograde, to follow our own intuition. We unblock things during these retrogrades. We clear out old energy. So it's a lot of like stuff will come up you thought you dealt with, but the energy level, right? Clearing your energy and opening up more of your third eye and following your psychic senses. Make sure that you're allowing love in. You have so much love to give and even receive, and you know that. You know it's what makes you happy. And so self-love is key, but also allowing this connection and infinite possibilities within this union. And the infinity is always my twin flame symbol too, and like opening up to, you know, this infinite flow of possibility between you and your twin flame. Or you're going to have a lot of communication. This could be travel, my retrograde card. Freedom, which is Aquarius theme. We want to be loved, but we want to be free, especially as we're getting into Sagittarius season. We're going to see a lot of like doing our own thing. You're going to be seeing your twin flame. You're going to be communicating with your twin flame. Some of you guys have been waiting for that meeting again, and like people get really hung up on it. Like when you're both ready. I know you think you're ready. The universe, if you're not seeing them and you're not in union, more work on yourself. It will help to really shift that externally. Okay, clearing fear. This is letting go of past lessons. My judgment in reverse is clearing fear from the past and letting go of past lessons. We all have fears from past experiences we've been through. This is like fear and anxiety that keep you overthinking and feeling powerless. So once again, this is the ego, insecurities, and letting go of fear. All right, we have the Tower. Not going to go too into this because I talked about twin flame brings a lot of Tower moments. Every ego death is the upheaval. This is changes though. This is clearing away ego beliefs, false beliefs. This is divine intervention in your life. You thought you were going in one direction and maybe the universe sent you a twin flame, or you might have been off your course and not in union. The universe sends these catalysts into your life to get you on course too. So we have also clearing away communication blocks, throat chakra work. You're clearing throat chakra blocks. You're learning how to communicate and maybe healing something here. This is my favorite card for twin flames, 4 of Wands. And this is like happy reunion, coming home. And that's like your soul will guide you home. Union might be home for you. It could be moving in together, living together, hanging out together at each other's house, right? Your soul is trying to guide you home, but into this union. For some, it's coming out of separation into reunion. This is your twin flame. That 1111 portal, because this is my 1111 card, was powerful for anchoring into higher timelines. You guys might have been really feeling a positive buzz or seeing movement. Regardless, it was huge for your, we'll say, union and things like that. So this is like, it's like reunion, union. Some of you guys, it's coming together like that. It's a very positive message about your twin flame union happening. But once again, we have so many of these same cards about anxiety, depression, clearing away negative emotions and energies. Your twin flame may have triggered these things, or they might have just been things you're dealing with about life. That's how life is right now. We're having to learn how to adapt and on a collective level to some of the changes that are unfolding, right? We're having to chill more, we're having to focus on ourselves, we're having to heal more, and we're having to dive deep into these layers of, inner shadow and feelings and emotions. You might have had a lot of like negative energy or feelings or emotions surfacing. You might be someone prone to anxiety. Sometimes when we're dealing with anxiety, it's rooted in insecurity. It can cause us to become clingy, obsessive, or, a little dependent on our relationships too. Just depends. And things like that. Or sometimes we tend to isolate from it too. And this can be normal too. So it could be picking up on energies or just energies you're dealing with that are surfacing from within. Doing things to shift your vibration and feel better if you're needing that. Like I said, get outside and move around if you need it, right? Get outside, go for a walk, move around. It'll make you feel a lot better energetically. Do things to treat you, feel better. It's going to make you feel a lot better if you're dealing with a lot of heavy energies. Okay, I'm going on that note anyways. I'm like trying to rush. Okay, I'm going on that note anyways. If you guys need me, I have so many activations and healings up for today and over the next couple of days. Great day to stop by and get activated. I have some Pluto and Aquarius stuff up there, but just flip through my shop anyways. Will really, really help you. Here for healings if you need them, readings, any of that. Just book it on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com, and have a beautiful day.